Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to personally welcome you all to the show. You know how we do it on Verbal Pick Radio, and I'd like to thank all the guests that's been on the show because we bring you topics that a lot of people don't want to touch, but it must be said. In order to advance and move forward, we can't keep going on with the same narrative. And so we have to pinpoint the problem, and then we'll work on the solution. Still acting like the slave master. And we're trying to figure out, is this a psychosis? How do you curve this act? How do you get the mentality of those who feel as if they are in some position of power or some position of supremacy based just upon skin color? No mathematical facts, no scientific facts, no geographical facts in terms of location where the one who acts in 2019 as if they're the slave master, to where they can say, hey, my people or my family members were here first, so we have right to this land. And then so we have the right to treat you as a trespasser on our land. And these are the laws and rules that will oversee the trespasser. This is what we deem would be fair for a trespasser, because trespassing is against the law. You're breaking the law when you trespass. Even the Bible, thou shalt not trespass. Forgive those who trespass against those or against others. You know what I mean, what I'm saying. And it takes me back to the other day, last week, with the Emmett, where they were filming a video in front. I did a show on it, but they were filming a video, these white supremacist groups in Mississippi at Emmett Till's memorial, which had been shot up for over a decade. They had to bulletproof the sign, the memorial for Emmett Till, to keep them from shooting it up. They picked that position to ask, where are all the white people? And as I discussed, they were actually saying, hey, man, it should be more white people out here protesting the fact that they got a monument that's dedicated to a black person, a young black male. Emmett Till died in 1955 at the age of 14. How can they do this? Because if we stand for letting them erect a monument in his honor, then somehow we can't say we are superior because they have something that's equal to what we have, which is the Confederates that they have throughout Mississippi. And we can't stand for that. You're acting like the slave master in 2019, meaning that act or that mindset within whites, the colonizer, and I'm not saying all whites, but it, man, is more out there than should be out there in 2019 who feel as though they the slave master. They don't want you in the same neighborhood as like when they didn't want blacks living close to them on the plantation. So the black families had to be in a shack somewhere out in the woods. You know, and if you were in the house, you were up under their thumb. Same today. Black folks going to a restaurant, white folks get upset. What they had at the Buffalo Wild Wings, I believe, where the white man went to the employer of the wing establishment, and when a black family was throwing a party there, and he was like, had to ask them to move because he felt uncomfortable eating around black people. You got the slave master mentality. It's sick because, for one, there'll never be slave masters over black people ever again. It's not happening. But you didn't get the memo. You for some corrupt or some delusional state of being mindset feel as though you are superior. You think you still a slave master. And that's a sick way of thinking. That is sick. What else you don't want? Shopping. You don't want black folks to enter in certain stores and spend the money you want to go. That's slave master mentality. Now, one, you're not a native to the Americas. Black folks was already here. Natives was already here. You came and found us here. All black people in the Americas didn't come from slavery. A lot of blacks was already here, especially in Texas, Louisiana. So you come and by way of a ordinance, we'd say, from the Pope Innocent, saying that after the Moors was conquered in Granada, in Spain, anywhere you find non-Christians, which they called infidels, you have the right to take what's theirs, take the land, take the gold. If they not Christians, they infidels. And if they don't want to submit to Christianity, kill them. And they went out and did such. Time has passed. We had slavery. We had the Civil War. You had the War of Independence, 1812. And so forth up until 1776. Leading all the way up, you had March on Washington. You had the Million Man March, 1995. Now here we are in 2019, and you still got some white people, and not just a handful, a lot more than it should be, who feel as though they still a slave master. You got police on the police force who feels in their mind that they the slave master and they don't have to abide by any laws. No, they don't have to implement justice to non-whites. In their mindset. Because in their mindset, they think that they're the slave master. In 2019. I mean, it's amazing. When you get and you hear some of the rhetoric that comes out of their mouths and the arrogance is though that in their mind they still believe that minorities, especially black and brown, see them as some type of authority figure. You know, they believe that when they walk down the street that they, pardon the expression, that their shit doesn't stink. It's like, what? You're going to a place and you'll hear all of the negative sides of white people when they let you know they don't want you there. And it's like, look, if you don't want me here, I've been here before you. Why don't you go back to Europe? You don't have to be in America. I mean, we would get along just fine without you. Believe me. You know, it's like when you cut the Slave Master Act, it's over. It's played out. It's done. You know, now, to say that, they couldn't act as if they were still a slave master if you didn't have black folks who were still acting like they were the slaves. If they still acting like they're slaves in 2019. If you're a black person and you got a slave mentality in 2019, you have not justified your existence on this planet. You are a useless tool that doesn't serve your people or anyone else with that slave mentality. The slave master taught you to hate each other. You can go back and read the Willie Lynch letters. Read Willie Lynch letters. For those who haven't read it or who haven't heard of it, who's listening now, just read what the Willie Lynch letters in details and tell me if it's not prevalent in today's time. Okay, but still, you have black people who a white person can come up to and say, hey, you know what? You know what? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. We got a brief